So we continue the core series today. And if anybody is not able to, stay for the whole thing or anything like that, we will pop these up on our YouTube channel, and I'll pop a link to that in this chat as well. And of course, like a lot of our events, if somebody needs to come into late to these, it's okay. Just use them however it works best for you. All right, so today we're going to focus a little bit more on back, since that's a forgotten part of the core a lot of the time, but it can be really, really helpful for making sure that you're upright and you're comfortable as you're going about your day. So kind of like we've been talking through this series, we're going to think about having a nice long spine, so almost like somebody has one of your hairs and they're pulling you straight up. We're lengthening through our spine. We're drawing in through our core, so in through the sides of the waist, drawing the belly button back and in, lifting up through the pelvic floor here. That compresses your SI joint and helps to protect your lower back. And then we're going to get started with actually moving in this position. So I've got a little timer here. We're going to do 30 seconds in a couple of different positions. So first thing will be free mornings. So it's like a good morning, but without weight. So everything is long, everything is tucked in, putting my hands on my thighs just for a little bit of support, maintaining that deep pelvic engagement, deep core engagement as I tip forward, drawing in even a little bit tighter at the top, and then standing back up. If that's super easy for you, you don't need to keep your hands on your thighs. You can have your hands on the back of your head, tip forward, re-engage at the bottom, come back up, engage even a little bit tighter, try hands out to the side. If you feel comfortable, go for it. Come forward, draw in even a little bit tighter, come back up. Now, as I'm going down and up, you keep going. I'm going to demonstrate. As I'm going down and up, I'm going to make sure that I am just like a broom that is moving. There's a hinge happening right here at my hips, and my upper body should stay super, super flat like a broom. Down, drawing in even tighter at the bottom, and coming back up. If that's still easy, extend your arms and tip forward and come up. Hopefully I'm doing a good job here, and I'm staying like exactly like a broom. The only thing that's moving is the angle in my hips here. Down, up, no pain should be felt here in your back. If you are feeling that, take a step back, reset, either give yourself a mini rest, support yourself, or sit this one out. And we'll keep going. And one more. Come on up. If that was stressful for you at any point, make sure that you're listening to your body and being really kind to yourself here. That's self-awareness, and it's so important as we move our bodies. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to do an imaginary row. So we're going to hang out here, tip forward as much as you feel comfortable, and then you are going to lift your elbows up and pinch them in behind you a little bit. From the front, that looks like this, and then pinching my elbows in behind me. Here for 30 seconds. Even if you're not able to tip over, you can still do this exercise just by coming and bringing your elbows in behind. We're thinking about initiating the movement by bringing your shoulder blades closer together. So my hands are coming up and pinching my shoulder blades in. Again, 10 more seconds, people. My back is flat, really nice and neutral spine, and pinching my shoulder blades in. I'm checking in with my core, making sure that that's holding my spine stable as I go down and up. Nice. All right. We're going to continue engaging the muscles through our back by doing T's, Y's, and I's. Some of you may have done these before. They are a fantastic activity to do. We're going to think about initiating the movement again from our shoulder blades. So as I'm doing a T, my palms are facing up, my spine is super long, my core is in tight, lifted up through the pelvic floor, and I'm going to bring my thumbs behind me. You'll feel it a little bit in your rear delts, but I want you to also pinch your shoulder blades in together so that they are retracting and your back is working. Now, when you do that, your muscles are working against the muscles in the front of your body. This is providing some resistance for your muscles that are pulling your hands back and pulling your shoulder blades in. Go ahead, let's give that 30 seconds. Check in with your posture, stand up really nice and tall, palms facing up, pulsing your thumbs behind you. From the side, this is going to look like this. You guys can't exactly tell, but my hands are out to the side. And I'm bringing my thumbs behind me. Again, thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together. And bring your arms on down. If that got stressful because we had our arms out for a little while, feel free to shake it out. Always give your body a little mini rest if it needs it. And we'll come up into the Ys. Now from here, your shoulder blades aren't going to be strictly just pinching in. They're also going to be coming down a bit. So palms are not flat up towards the ceiling, but aimed in towards each other. And from here, I am pulsing my thumbs behind me. And my shoulder blades are almost getting tucked into the opposite back pocket. I'm not forgetting to breathe. If this is quite challenging, you can also do one arm at a time. So right arm and left arm, alternating here. You may notice that one of your arms moves a bit easier than the other. A lot of us have some little imbalances. That's okay. Even being right-handed can promote imbalances. So nothing wrong with that. Bring your arms down, give your shoulders a little roll out here, a little comfy wiggle. And we're gonna do this I position. So palms in towards each other, pulsing the thumbs back towards the wall behind you or imaginary wall behind you, whatever the case may be. Checking in with our core, checking with our spine. Again, imagining that somebody has one of your hairs and they're making your spine super long here. Beautiful. All right, arms come on down. So now I know for some people that may have been super easy, so we're going to do another round of these. For those of you that are more advanced, you're going to do this horizontally. If you're not that comfortable with it and you want to try it vertically again, you certainly may. And if you are able to get down on the floor, you can do it with Hope. Thank you, Hope, for being our wonderful fitness model. Hope is going to be down on the floor in a Superman position. She's going to make sure that her legs are melted into the ground here. So at no point are her feet going to drip up off the floor, even if she needs to tuck her pelvis into the floor a little bit there. And then she's going to raise her upper body off the floor as she does some T's. Now this is quite challenging. Let's all join Hope. We're going to do our T's. Her thumbs are coming straight up towards the ceiling. If she wants to, she can drop one hand, just do one side at a time. Now, if you aren't able to get on the floor, but you still want an additional challenge, come on down here. So I'm in a hip hinge position and I'm pulsing my thumbs up towards the ceiling. From the front, it would look like this. Again, thinking about the movement of those shoulder blades. Really like you're pinching a pencil and then unpinching. Pinching and releasing. Nice. All right, take a little mini rest. And then we're going to go to that Y position. So, like you're doing the Y from the YMCA, tipping forward, laying on the ground, or standing up. The world is your oyster. Choose what feels right to you. And we're here for 30 seconds. Hope, can you scooch down a little bit? I don't know if everybody's seeing the same view that I am, but I can't quite see your arms. Thank you. And of course, if this starts to feel stressful and tense for you, just one side at a time. Hope is being a beautiful example here. Awesome. Take a little mini rest. You got 10 seconds. Love this 10 seconds to just relax, to breathe, to shake it out. Do a little crazy fan man dance if you would like to. Come to your I position and either hip hinge, stand up straight, or do it like Hope and do it in that Superman position. So drawing thumbs behind you, Deeply engaged core if you're standing or hip hinging. If you're on the floor and you're doing it with Hope and it's so easy that you can't even stand it, pause at the top and pulse up higher and then come down. Give yourself a little bit more time under tension. It's a beautiful gift for your muscles. All right, everybody take a rest again. Hope don't kill me later. We're going to give our lower body a little bit of love, so the lower part of the back of our core with some glute kickbacks. So for this, if you're in the office and you're doing a standing version, put your hands on something stable. I've got a little stool here. So I'm coming down into as close to the tabletop position as I can. Hope is in a tabletop position too. This means that I'm not arching or rounding through my back. I've got a pretty nice neutral spine here, almost like somebody could put a cup on it or some soup or something. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that my upper body stays exactly like this as I take my left heel and I bring it up towards the ceiling and down. So one key point to remember here is that I'm not going to drop my belly button towards the floor to get extra range of motion. I'm just going to stay nice and static. So again, I'm a broom. Hanging out here for 30 seconds. If this is easy for you, if you usually do this with ankle weights or something like that, pause at the top, squeeze up a little bit higher, then come down. The glutes are a really glorious, big, strong muscle, and they do get strong quite quickly. So when we don't have forms of resistance use, it's nice to think about extending the range of motion. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So I'm bringing my right leg back. I've got I'll reset my upper body so the core is drawn in tight. My back is really nice and flat here. And up and down. Pause at the top, squeeze up a little bit higher, then come down, reset my core. If this is making you a little bit warm, think about all the wonderful blood flow you're getting to your brain. Refreshing yourself. Check in with your core position. Make sure you're pushing the floor away and that you're not dropping your belly button down towards the floor as your leg goes up. Nice. All right. Let me see what time it is. Oh, we have just enough time for a side plank. You guys are so lucky. All right. We're going to give our obliques just a little bit of love here. We're going to come down into a side plank. So I'm in the office, which means that my hand's on a stool. Hope is going to be doing hers on the floor. What I want to be doing is lifting up out of this bottom shoulder, extending the other hand up towards the ceiling, making sure that one shoulder is stacked right on top of the other shoulder. So I'm not tipping forward here at all. Imaginary wall is behind me and I'm staying stacked on top of that. You can see Hope has one knee down. Makes it a little bit more comfortable for her. She's scaling it to her body. We're still drawing core in tight. We're still making sure head is in line with the rest of your body. So don't let your head droop down towards the ground. Lift it up. Beautiful. If your feet are stacked like this on top of each other, it's a bit harder. If they're like this, imagine my hands are on the floor and their feet, that makes it a little bit easier to balance. If you have wrist issues, you don't have to have your hand down on anything. You could be on elbow, you could be on your knuckles. Fabulous job there. Let's do the other side. 30 seconds. Oh. I'm just going to do it with you guys again here. Lifting up, making sure you're extending out of that shoulder just as much as you can here. Checking with your core, see if you can draw it in a little bit tighter. See if you can stack the top hip on top of the bottom hip just a little bit more, making sure that it's not tipping forward, not tipping back. We have a tendency to compensate and let our strong muscles be strong and let our weak muscles forget to work. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything with really beautiful form. And done. Congratulations, everybody. You did a wonderful job.